Welcome to spring in Seattle, where there are so many fun things to do, if you can find a nice sunny day to enjoy them. And admittedly, this year it has been a little bit difficult to do that. I'm gonna list out some of my favorite activities, but first I wanna show you what a lazy spring day looks like in Seattle. In Japan, there's a word for the act of looking at cherry blossoms, hanami. It means flower viewing, but it's more than just looking at a tree and saying, that's pretty. It's a ritual, a way of saying, this moment matters. You pause, you show up with friends, with food, and you just witness it. Not because it lasts, but because it doesn't. And that idea speaks to me. Every spring, we try to make our own version, riding bikes through the city, following the first sign of bloom on the webcam. Today, we're headed to the UW Quad, where 29 Yoshino cherry trees bloom like clockwork, a tradition since the 1960s. And these trees aren't just beautiful, they're part of Seattle's long friendship with Japan, stretching back to the 1920s when thousands of trees were gifted in friendship. And when they bloom, it's like standing under a cathedral of petals, and it's fleeting, just a couple weeks until they fall and they're gone. That's why we take the long way. That's why we stop for lunch. We're not just out for a ride looking at flowers. We're practicing hanami. I'm just spending a little bit of time this morning making sure that our bikes are ready to go. It's the maiden voyage of the year today, so I want to make sure that like brake levers are working and tires are blown up, you know, safety first. I actually love these rad bikes, and if you're interested in my opinion on them, then you can check out the vlog channel where I did like a sort of review, sort of day in the life of what it's like to have an e-bike. Anyways, I'm gonna start the day off by making some waffles, but these are gluten-free, made with cashews and oats, something that I've been experimenting with lately. They're nutty, soft, and a little sweet without trying too hard. There's something nice about beginning the day with intention, not rushing, just scrambling, just making something by hand together. After breakfast, we packed up and set out on our bikes. It was a perfect spring morning in Seattle, cold but sunny and a little wet. We followed the Burt Gilman Trail all the way to UW, about a 45-minute ride with our daughter in tow. We got these bikes like a year ago and really love them, but didn't ride them very much at all last year because Sealy did not like going fast, so it's nice to be able to actually go on a family bike ride now. Even though it was a weekday morning, the quad was packed. People were everywhere. Students, tourists, photographers with tripods, families on blankets. But it didn't feel overwhelming. It felt like that we were part of something, a seasonal ritual that everyone had shown up for. After soaking in the hubbub for a while, we walked over to get lunch at Shawarma King. Nothing fancy, just good falafel and hummus, eaten out a window with a view of passing people. That's not ketchup.
Oh dear, that's not ketchup.
Then we headed home, back along the same trail. Okay, so here's my list of my favorite things to do in spring. And this is a bit of a disclaimer. I'm pretty low key. We have a 3-year-old. We work a lot. So I'm coming at it from this perspective. I'm not gonna go tell you to go rent a hot tub boat on Lake Union. While that would be fun and the warm water would make the cold air very enjoyable, that's just not my phase of life. So here's what we do in order to grab a couple hours here and there to enjoy the turning weather. I think my favorite is just going for a walk around Green Lake. You know, it takes an hour, it's about 3 miles, it gets good exercise. You can look at the lake. All of the ducks and ducklings are out this time of year. They're adorable. Get a cup of coffee. Kendall and I will occasionally, intentionally, just go to Green Lake in order to walk around it. But often, as I'm driving around during the day, I like to just stop there for like a lunch break or something and just do a quick little lap around the lake. It's very nice. A bit bigger lift is going to the folk festival, and admittedly I have not been to the folk festival in a number of years, but it's fun. There's really good artists. It's a very fun vibe. It's family friendly. If you like low-key music festivals, this is a great one. There's a ton of great food in Seattle, and while it might be a little bit harder to find like a good spot with outdoor seating or with a view, I think it's definitely worth hunting for that. I think it's just so enjoyable to eat outdoors when the weather's turning like this. And you know, if you can find a nice place with a taco, something with lime in it, you know, you can enjoy a good Cinco de Mayo. As I've been walking around going through the city, I've been noticing tulips coming up in everybody's yards. And the Tulip Festival is a great activity. It takes a little bit longer because Mount Vernon is like, I don't know, an hour and a half away. It gets super busy over the weekends. We went, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, and it is a little expensive, and you know, there's not a whole lot to do. You just go out and look at flowers and maybe grab some fried food. So, you know, it's a good like once every couple of years activity, but it is beautiful and those fields of flowers are stunning. All the farmers markets are starting up right now. There are a couple that go year round. I know Ballard and West Seattle has year round farmers markets, but a lot of the other ones only operate spring through fall. So right now is a great time to start exploring and finding your favorite farmers market. Get your fresh cut flowers, your sourdough bread, your weird beverages. It's a blast. One thing that I think is super special about the Seattle area is our ferry system. It's pretty unique in the United States and one of the largest ferry systems in the world. But you know, you can just go and take a ferry trip somewhere. Even if you're just walking on, Bainbridge is fairly walkable from the ferry. Kingston has a good ice cream and crepe shop right on the other side, so that's a lot of fun. You can drive on and explore the peninsula. That's great. I'm trying to convince Kendall to go clamming with me next week. We're planning a ferry trip, and I thought it'd be fun to just, you know, bring a shovel and a spade and get some clams while we're out there too. The state fair happens in the springtime, and there's another one that I haven't been to in years, but it is a lot of fun. You know, it's very much small town Washington state fair vibes. Get a scone, pet a pig, go on a Ferris wheel. And finally, I'm not a huge sports fan, but going to a baseball game is always fun. When I was a kid, we would drive to Seattle to go to the Kingdom, watch the Mariners, and it brings back memories for me. So, you know, tickets are cheap, the stadium's beautiful, there's really good food. It's something fun to do with friends.
I'm just stopping at the Arboretum on my way home after a home inspection with a client. Cherry blossoms have always meant more than just spring. In Japan, they're a symbol of impermanence, a reminder that life is beautiful because it's brief. When Japan gifted thousands of cherry trees to cities across the US, including Seattle, it wasn't just about planting something pretty, it was a gesture of peace, a way of saying, let's be friends, let's celebrate these shared values of beauty, of nature, of the changing seasons. It was in 1929 when Seattle received its first gift of cherry trees, and then again in 1976 as part of America's bicentennial. And these trees became living symbols of diplomacy, of shared values, of connections across the Pacific. Every spring when they bloom, we're invited to remember that friendship can be planted, the beauty can be a bridge, and that sometimes the smallest gestures, like petals falling from a tree, can be symbols of something greater.
Okay, just one last spring activity, which is yard work. This is like probably my favorite thing. Every spring for a couple months, I just spend a lot of time in the yard fixing things up. The first year we moved into this house, I rented an excavator and removed all the topsoil to redo the grass. And, you know, I'm part of these this Facebook group, Share Plants, where people just exchange plants that they don't need from their garden, that they have extras of, that don't fit anymore, and I absolutely love it. It's like this underground plant economy. And, you know, half of my yard is thrifted. You know, it's this really fun, great activity. Anyways, I think that's all I have for you. You should really get outside and enjoy some spring while it lasts. And if you're looking to make a home in Seattle, send me a message. Let's work together. Bye.